Ready? We good? Levels is good. 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 What's going on, my people? Let me sure. Are we coming through? Are we transmitting loudly and clearly? It's the 11th, July 11th, baby. Urban Therapy with Sun Show. And we're going to have some fun today. Some kind of way. You know, with the topic of this show, I might have jumped the gun a little bit. I might have overstepped my bounds. I may have moved when I should have stayed still. I might have zigged when I should have zagged. Is that a good zig shape? Is that a good zag? All right, anyway, we're talking about truth, dare, and lots of consequences. Did y'all play that game? Did y'all play the game called Truth, Dare, Consequences when you were growing up? The game went as follows. There would be a group of kids, normally neighborhood kids. And you know how it is when neighborhood kids get together. You know, they're always going to try to spark up some controversy, bust each other's balls, dare them to do things. Well, Truth, Dare, Consequences was a game we played around my way, and we played this game a lot. And the way the game went was, we got a little. You ever eat something that's so good that you eat the residue? Like instead of picking your teeth, be like, nah, I'm gonna eat the rest of that. Yeah, I like that. Anyway, Truth, Dare, Consequences went like this. There would be a group of kids, probably like about somewhere between five and 10 kids, and we would be all in a circle or some kind of way, however we convened. And everybody got a turn, and you could either ask them a question, and they had to tell the truth. And you know how the questions used to go, like, do you like such and such? Or did you do this, that, and the third with him or her or whatever? And they had to tell the truth. Now, normally the person that's asking them the truth already knows the answer. So we're going to see if they'll tell the truth. Now, if they didn't want a truth question, they could take a dare. So they would dare them to do something. Around our way, it was like, I dare you to kiss Derek, or I dare you to squeeze her titties. It was always it was normally a physical dare, but it might be another kind of dare. Like, I dare you to jump from the second floor of blah, 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 or to ring such and such doorbell and run, or to egg somebody's house. Some kind, kids love destruction of private property, all kinds of vandalism or whatever. So if they didn't want to take the truth, or they didn't want to take the dare, because you had the option, you could choose a truth or a dare. If you didn't do it, then you got the consequences. And the consequences were the group got to decide whatever it was that they were going to do to you. And it normally involved violence. All right. You don't want to do the truth. You don't want to take the dare. Consequences. Boop, 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 boop. Everybody got to get in their licks and all of that. I don't know why violence was such a big part of our upbringing. I don't know about y'all around y'all way, but we was always finding a way to put hands on somebody. We was always finding a way to put hands on somebody. Pimp chain? No, not exactly a pimp chain. This chain, this piece, that's a joker, because I used to be a stand-up comedian. So that was a joker. And this piece is me, Sun 752. And both of these are old. I got these back in 2007. So, people come on the show all the time, try to tell me my jewelry is fake. I'm like, well, there's some good ass fake jewelry, because this shit been holding up for 2 decades. That's some, I like that. I like that. All right. So anyway, yeah, truth, dare, consequences. We was always finding a way to put hands on our peoples. So today on this show, we're going to do our own version of Truth, Dare, Consequences. Now, we can do this in a variety of ways. Now, I'm thinking that I probably should have thought this out a little bit more before I thought of it. Now, we can either, y'all see the phone number there. So y'all can call and ask me a truth or a dare. And the thing is, if I decide not to take the truth or the dare, what are going to be the consequences? What you going to make me do? What you going to make me do? Yeah. So the other option, which would probably be the best option, is we could just talk about how we felt about the game itself. If you ever played the game, and if you have another way that we could play the game, we could do it. But I really want to talk about people, the way that people move when they have no fear for consequences. We all have people in our lives that move in a certain kind of way. And you be wondering, like, why are you doing that? Don't you know that doing this can make this happen, or doing this will affect this in that way? And we probably all known somebody. I'm going to say I know we all know somebody that seems to not have any kind of fear or concern about consequences of their actions. So we see people out here act recklessly. We may know people that take too many drugs, that have sex with too many people, that cheat on their spouses or whatever. Too often is I'm saying. We all know somebody that doesn't seem to give a shit about the consequences. And then we may all know somebody that fears the consequences so much that it seems like they are afraid to do anything. They're afraid to say anything, do anything, explore anything, get outside of their comfort zone. So that's what we talk about today on the Daily Go Get Mism Show. That's what we're talking about today on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. Speaking of which, Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. We do this every single Saturday from 2 p.m. till around 3:30-ish. And the reason that we say 3:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Saturday. And it is Saturday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I'm your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I'm feeling like a real man should. And I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should as well. Today we talking about truth, dare, and lots of consequences. Truth, dare, and lots of consequences. Truth, dare, lots of consequences. Wait a minute. Let's try to make sense of it. Truth, dare, consequences. Truth, dare, and lots of consequences. Truth, dare, and lots of consequences. Wait a minute. I told you to tell me the truth, but you wouldn't provide proof. So now it's like a mystery spoof. I'm looking at you like you a goof. I had to ask you, would you even dare? I asked you, would you even dare? You did it like you didn't even care. And I don't understand the way you're moving. It's like something crazy, and it's still proving that you on some other type of mother. I can't get with that shit. Yo, keep it moving, brother. And as we soldier along, you're whack, you're gonna get gonged. You'll get him above the show, sort of like the Apollo. And yo, the Sandman, Sandman. Keep going. Make sure that you know it. All seeing. I'm a hell of a human being. But I know I got me a lot of flaws. But I sometimes never shit in my drawers. At least I wouldn't tell y'all, even if I did. Probably did it a couple of times when I was a kid. But as I'm grown, I'm making sure that I keep the shit put together, sewn up just like a brand new pair of pants. Yo, take a chance. Chances are that you're gonna treat me like a real star. The star in the sky in our solar system is the sun that's up in the sky. Yo, don't try to diss him, man, because it won't work. Striped shirt. Everything is gonna be all right. We do this thing on the daytime and the weekends, not the night. On weeknights, just catch us at 1 Eastern Standard Time. You understand, huh? Word. Yeah. Hit the like button. Please do it for me. Hit the like button for yeah. 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 Are you ready? Are you ready? Well, I am. Levels is good. 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 Levels. Yeah. Levels is good. Levels is good. Levels is good. Levels is good. All right, let's get it popping, y'all. Let's get it popping. Saturday. You're supposed to get some rain today. You know how it is. I can't stand the rain against my window. I can't stand the rain. So yeah, truth there, lots of consequences. You know, consequences. You know, consequences are something that we all have to face in our lifetime. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. It's kind of crazy. You know, you don't pay your bills. What are the consequences? Easy. Easy. And it's funny because some people will deliberately not pay their bills or make excuses to not pay their bills. And not only that, they won't call in and make a payment arrangement or let their creditors know what's going on. They just figure that, I don't know what they figured, but I guess they figured that somehow they're going to just slip through the cracks and they have so many other people that are paying their bills that they're not going to worry about you. Have you ever dealt with somebody like that? Like maybe you lived with somebody who wasn't paying their part of the rent or weren't paying their rent at all. And they seem to have no fear of getting evicted. And you're like, yo, so you think your landlord is just going to eat that? You just going to eat the cost of you not coming through with the rent? Ah, man, you know, he ain't going to do nothing. I mean, you know, I'm only a month or two behind. You know, he ain't going to do nothing. You been to court? Well, the court date was last week, but, you know, I didn't show up, but I'm going to appeal it. Did you file for the appeal yet? No. But then they probably got a judgment against you. Did you? Totally oblivious to the consequences. But they're about to find out for real, for real. What up, T. Carry Right? Morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. CC. What's good, ma? Good to see you. Good to see you, without a doubt. Dimples D's all up in the house. Dimples D's. What up? What up? And what's that? Nozeras? Noxeras? Or I don't know. Noxeras. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if you're still here. What up, Kang? Krang. My bad. Krang, what's good? What's good? And right, go Birds, without a doubt. And my brother Jeff Sprayberry is all up in the house. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? All right, so we talking about truth, dare, and lots of consequences. I said truth, dare, and lots of consequences. Man, consequences. If it wasn't for consequences, do you know the things that I would do in my life? Do you know the kind of chances that I would have taken in my life? Fearless. People who don't seem to have any concern for consequences could be looked at as being fearless, but are they really fearless? You know what I think is interesting? How some people seem to have no fear for people, but they fear the hell out of bugs and animals. I always thought that was a little strange. And that's a lot of people. Some people, they'll rumble anybody or tell anybody off, or, they just don't seem that like, hey, you bleed just like me. Ain't nobody scared of you. You feeling froggy? Then jump. But let them see a red flying cockroach. Ah! 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 Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! But it's true. I've known a lot of people like that. And you know what I think is another thing that's weird? People who are afraid of cats. Not dogs, because I can understand being afraid of a dog. Dogs bite. They come in all kinds of crazy, shapes and sizes and shit like that. They jump over fences. They break chains, all kinds of crazy shit. But a cat? Oh, they sneaky. They sneaky. Nigga, you sneaky. How about that? You sneaky. You can't deal with nobody that's like you. Tori 2200, what's going on? My good to see me some you, without a doubt. And what's that? Haji Salah? Haji Salah, what's good? What's good? Peace and love to you as well. All right, so that's what we talking about today. Let's get into it and get involved. These puzzle pieces right now we gonna solve, y'all. We're talking about truth, dare, and lots of consequences. What we talking about? What we talking about? All right, let's get into it. Go over here and get my chair. Go over here and get my chair and we can get into this thing. Get it pumping. Hey, yo, son. Go ahead and get it pumping, yo. You know what I mean? Sit in the chair right here. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about what we got to talk about today. We're going to talk about what we got to talk about today for real. All right. Truth, dare, and lots of consequences. First of all, did y'all ever play the game that I'm describing? Have you ever played Truth, Dare, Consequences? And I gotta ask because in some places play the same games as they do in one place, but they may play by different rules. For example, Uno. Uno is a game that most people know how to play, but everybody seems to have their own way of playing Uno. I heard that there's certain people who have their own way of playing Monopoly. Like, how can you change the rules of Monopoly? I guess when you don't really know how to play Monopoly, I guess you will change the rules of it. But Uno is one of those games. Like, no, we're not playing stacks. As so many people had different rules for playing Uno that Uno found out about it and allowed all of those games to be played. So now you get instructions for all these different ways to play Uno. When Uno first came out back in the day, and I do remember when it came out, wait a minute, let me see if Uno has been out longer than I think it has. When was the card game Uno invented? 71. I was alive, but I definitely wasn't around when the game was. So I got put on with Uno when I was about 8 years old. But what I remember about the game of Uno is that there were no stacks. So if the person before you made you draw two, you draw two. You couldn't put another draw two on there and then the next person had to draw four if they didn't have a draw two. There was none of that. Now it's that way. Mm-hmm. So, so did y'all play Truth, Dare, Consequences around y'all way? Because in our part of Germantown, we played that shit a lot. And some of those consequential moments were very memorable. Some of those consequential moments were very memorable. So, really, Mom? Hey, I'm on my show. What's up? Oh, that's great. I'll call you when I'm done. All right. Well, that's hella news I could use. That's hella news I can use. Just found out that my cuz who needed a kidney, he got a kidney. He must have found a match, and he's gonna get a kidney so he can stop going to dialysis. We can stop thinking he gonna die. I never thought he was gonna die. Never thought he was gonna die. He too thorough. He too thorough. But I'm glad. I'm really, really glad that he got that. I know for a fact that his wife is hella happy about that. And all the whole family is. He's very popular. Very popular family member. That's right. That's awesome. Praise God. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I guess I'll give him a call later on. I imagine he's going to get a lot of calls from people he ain't heard from. Oh yeah, so I was really pulling for you, man. I was praying for you. Stop lying, nigga. Stop lying. You wasn't praying for my cuz. We was. We was. All right. My mom don't give a fuck. She know damn well I was on my show. She's like, look, nobody care about none of that shit you doing. I'm gonna call you right now. You know what I mean? Got real news. Got real news, son. Got real news. That's my baby though. My mom is the truth. She really is. You know, we'd be like, yo, such and such must be protected. They must be protected at all costs. Well, she 85 years old, so we pretty much trying to bubble wrap her. You said that news was way more important. You're right. Important than what though? What was it more important than? Mm-hmm. Tell the truth, or you have to suffer the consequences. You think I'm bluffing to suffer the consequences? Leave Miss Rosie. No, she be wilding. She be wilding. And y'all know I like that. So, I mean, nah. Y'all ain't got to put... Anyway. So, the game. Truth, dare, consequences. Shoot, I mean, honestly, you might have played that game as an adult. I think the last time I played it was as an adult, but I think I was like in my 20s. In our 30s, we wasn't really going for none of that. We wasn't really going for none of that, you know. But in our 20s, you know, in your 20s, you still nosy. You're probably still willing to divulge information and ask for information, like tell the truth. Did you get such and such pregnant and she had an abortion? Like, I'll take the consequences. Unfortunately, that answered the question, though. You know how that go. Well, you say I'm playing truth, dare, consequences right now, but I don't know what a Juve turkey is. I don't know what no Juve turkey is. But if y'all know any Juve turkeys, tell them to stop being so Juve. Dimple says, I've heard of Truth and Dare. I played that in my 20s. I know Alex. That was some jive turkey. This shit, look, she said Juve turkey. I don't know. You know, where she comes from, I guess they be switching around their vowels. A Jove turkey. By Jove. He's a turkey. Oh, jive turkey. Oh, jive turkey. Have to George Jefferson walk on. Oh, jive turkey. You jive, fool. We need to bring it back. Jive turkey. They did bring back the word turkey in Philly, but it didn't mean somebody that was full of shit. It meant a female with a fat ass. Because you know how a turkey in the back, you see what the back of a turkey is awfully fluffy. It's all good though. You saw me correct. No, that's what you get for messing up. See, that's what you get for messing up. That's the consequences. The consequences are of typing too fast with your fat fingers. You know what I mean? You know, trying to strike back at somebody. The consequences of misspelling a word is that now you get to get ragged on. You played yourself. You can't correct it later on. You Juve turkey. Y'all Juve turkeys, y'all gotta chill out. You a Juve time turkey. Matter of fact, you a Juve team turkey. No? You Juve team turkey. Team turkey, baby. You said I sure did walk like that. Alex says, I saw that in the movie. Semi-pro with a Ferrell. Oh, semi-pro with Will Ferrell. You know, Will Ferrell funny as shit. Yo, he funny as shit. One of my favorites for sure. Will Ferrell got to be kind of old now. Yeah, I mean, he's like a senior. I don't mean like a senior citizen, but you know, like he's definitely a vet in the game. Say, hold up. You don't have fat fingers. Well, when they type incorrectly, when you know the right way to spell something, then that's a fat finger qualifying mishap. And there's no denying that there was a mishap here. Because I don't know what no Juve turkey what a Juve turkey is, but I'm going to adopt it. And you know, from now on, y'all Juve turkeys better stay away from my gate. Y'all quit from coming around here. Oh, Juve turkey. Buddy Bud says, I've been trying to reach you about your extended car warranty. I bet. Let me proceed to give you my name, address, and social security number so we can get this thing correct. Oh, forget this. So let me just give you my credit card number, complete with the CCV number and the expiration date. Because we absolutely want to fix this, don't we? My brother Johnny West. Johnny West all up in the house. What up, my dude? How you feeling? I hope everything is good. Spectacular. CC talking about something. I see you on a rag today. Leave my sis alone. CC, you ain't been here in about 7 months. And you gonna come in here acting like you trying to defend somebody. What you need to do is defend truth and honor. Where you been, CC? Where you been? That's what everybody want to know. Where you been? It's been 7 months. I ain't seen you here in 2026. Explain me that. I think the last time we saw you was like New Year's Eve. Tiny little Yankee yarmulke on top of a bird head. Oh man. Oh shit. He was describing it. A Jew turkey. No, not a Jew turkey, but wait a minute. You Jew time turkey, you old damn Israeli turkey. You genocidal turkey ass. Yo, let my Palestinian turkeys go, you Jew turkey. We're going to let that stand. Yep. We're going to let it stand. The court agrees. It is so rendered. Jew turkey stands. Jew turkey stands. What is Jew turkeys talking about? It is so rendered. From this day henceforth, Jew turkeys will be the law of the land, and Jew turkeys better not get in the way. Stop killing them babies and them elders. West Bank Gaza as no good mother. Ain't no turkey worse than a Jew turkey, I swear. No offense, but I don't want nothing to do with no Jew turkey. Thank you, Mr. West. Thank you. Thank you. That's a misunderstanding that becomes an understanding. So let's make sure that it's understood. Ain't no turkey worse than a Jew turkey. That's my position. And the court agrees. CC talking about the lies. It ain't been no 7 months. Six months. It is so ordered. 6 months. We ain't seen you here since Martin Luther King Day. We shall overcome. Those are the consequences. You don't come to the show in 6 months, you know what I mean? You get talked about. I hope everything is okay. Welcome home. Okay. My sister and I can both fight, son. You don't want that this smoke. I don't know. You hear that thundering outside? Yeah, thundering outside. I think that that's a message from the Lord to tell me, to tell y'all. I dare you. I dare you come around here. I dare you come around here. It'll be a problem if you come around here. I mean, keep playing. If we leave now, we can kick his butt on camera. Like I'm gonna answer the door. You gonna dare me to answer the door? See how I handle that. Anyway, the game of truth, dare, consequences. All I can say is thanks for the warm welcome back. Well, after 6 months, you know, life is short. And if you think that, like, if you really think life is short, or if you don't fathom how short life is, do you know that the average life of a housefly is 24 hours. They got 24 hours. So can you imagine what their life seems like inside of their world? You got 24 hours. Wait a minute. Let me make sure that's right, though. What's the life of a housefly? Oh, shit. These motherfuckers live forever. Houseflies have an average adult lifespan of 15 to 30 days. However, their total life cycle from egg to adult takes only 7 to 10 days in warm, optimal conditions. Without access to food and water, their life expectancy drops drastically to 2 to 3 days. We go for the mosquito. What's the lifespan of a mosquito? This is about a bitch. A mosquito's lifespan depends heavily on its sex and environment. Male mosquitoes typically live 7 to 10 days, while females can live anywhere from 2 to 8 weeks. This is some bullshit. Females in every goddamn species outlive males. Huh? It's bad enough grandma outlived granddad. But it looks like she outdid him too. You gonna outlive him and outdo him? And nature says so? Man, this is... Yo, y'all hear that? That thunder cracking. Thunder ain't playing tonight, today. Well, shit, it looks like night. Man. So whatever, what thanks for the... Wait. Whatever you gonna do, ban me from the channel. No. That's too good for you. I have other plans. Anyway, private or repeat? What's that? What's private or repeat? Was that a game? I never heard of that. Private or repeat. So is that like you had to say something private that I'm private about yourself, something personal or private about yourself, or you had to repeat what somebody told you to say? Like I want to fuck. Oh, I can't say that. Okay, do it too, Damon. Ew, I don't want to do it to Damon. You don't want to repeat it? Truth, dare, consequences, private or repeat. I never heard of the private or repeat part. But I'm with it. I could definitely see the value in that. Johnny West says, I let a housefly live in my house unless I grab them. Otherwise, I'm just like, leave your life, bro. Live your life, bro. All right. I'm going to guess 36 hours. Well, it looks like they, they can make it a week or two, especially if they're female. Old ass housefly. The whole Milk King, you're looking like a strong, independent white female today. Oh my God, this dude is crazy funny. Oh my God. He's killing me. Make him stop. I can't stop it. Let him live. Did you see what he said? Ah, strong, independent female. Oh, ah, ah, ah. I'll bet you were born. Your mom had you independent of your father. You were either a test tube baby or a turkey baster baby. Your dad nutted on the sheets. Your mom took the turkey baster, took a turkey baster, sucked it up, and inserted herself. And then here you come. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Roscoe, what's the topic? The topic is truth, dare, lots of consequences. So look, truth, dare, and lots of consequences. Who is the person in your life that is the most reckless? Think about the most reckless person in your life. What have they done that stunned the hell out of you? Like, you just really, you know how we say that such and such don't give a fuck? Well, when you actually see somebody live that I don't give a fuck life, and it'll really, really intrigue you. Like, you did that shit? It's me? Okay. All right. Some of the more reckless things that I've seen in my life, and mind you, I've seen some motherfuckers make moves in their lives that I would never dream of doing. I mean, some disrespectful shit. Like, let's say a couple is married. They're a married couple. One of the spouses go to see a sick relative. They go on vacation. They got to go out of town. And they bring their side joint into the crib. Like, violation number 1, letting her know where you live at. Violation number 2, actually letting her into your house. And how did we know? How did we know? How did we know that she had been in the house? Because it came out in court. She described the whole crib. How could she do that without being in there? She described the crib. Yeah, this was over here, and he did this. And when we went over, I was like, I just had to bow my head like, nigga, are you serious? You brought your side chick over your house that you and your wife share? Show me how that makes any kind of sense. Roscoe said, that's dirty. That's filthy. Dog, there's no good that can come out of that. Even if it hadn't come out that way. It happened. It happened. I was like, man, I don't know. Reckless shit. I've seen women play almost just as dirty. Okay. And we're talking about, that's what I say, no fear of consequences. Is it love that makes you do that? Is it disrespect that makes you do that? Well, here's a story about whether it's love or not, or disrespect. A woman takes money out of her man's account because her side boy, her other man, needed it. He was in a jam. He was in a bind. It's stories like this that make motherfuckers be like, see, that's why I want to get married. Or that's why I won't get married again. Shit like that. Nasty. Nasty work, baby. No fear of the consequences. Let me ask y'all this. And please be as honest as you can. What up, Marvina Big B? What's good? And Ernest? Ernest Trey or Ernest Ray. Oh, it says, sounds like you're around a lot of unscrupulous, unethical people. No disrespect. Hey, that's not disrespectful. You can't help who you know. You can help who you hang around, but you can't help who you know. You meet people, you get to know people, and you don't know them until you find out things like this. But I'll tell you what, though, I wouldn't say that I'm sad to know them. Knowledge is power. And when you understand what the possibilities and probabilities of what a person may or may not do, then you're a stronger person and you're a smarter person. And that's only going to help you. When you run through this life, never getting any bumps or bruises or seeing any nasty, tricked out, crazy, reckless, ruthless, unscrupulous shit, that's when you paint the world like this beautiful place. And that's when somebody side swipes or straight T-bones your fucking SUV of life. You're going this way, they boom, T-bone the shit out of your SUV of life. So I would rather know what the potential man has to do. But like I said, I know that woman who took all that money out of her account to help her other man. It happened. She was helping out a friend, her boyfriend. I'm just happy it wasn't me. Stacey White was good. Was good. All right, let me see. Everybody watches this because of the strong female energy. Okay. You dared and now you got to face the consequences however they come. All right. Johnny says when you use text and you refuse to use emoticons, sometimes things get across wrong. You ain't never gonna lie, man. Text messaging is the devil. It really is. That shit ain't. That's not the best form of communication, without a doubt. A lot of things get lost in translation. Cece says, you can learn a lot from reckless people. Yes, you can. I would rather know how bad it can be instead of assume of how great it is. Curtis says, you look, oh my God. So everything is how I look today, huh? You look like a tough guy package that got damaged in shipping. How long did it take you to think of that? I mean, I think you got close to that wasn't that bad. But I know you can do better. So let's see your real brain. You know, the kind that you gave your father. You know, when you gave your father brain. Let's see your real brain. So anyway, side dudes need love too. Hey, she thought so. You know what I mean? You could clearly see where her loyalty lies. The thing is, why do I know this? And no, I wasn't the side guy. But why do I know this? Because if I know it and I'm not one of the parties involved, who else knows it? Those are the consequences. Those are the consequences. I don't think anybody dared her to do it, or the dude I was talking about that brought his side chick to the crib. Nobody dared. They made that decision on their own, and that's the worst kind of. You know, when you get yourself jammed up because of some stupid decision that you made unprovoked by anybody else. Let me ask y'all this. I'm under the impression that the worst feeling in the world is when you all by yourself feeling dumb as shit about the decision that you made. And you ever make a decision that's so dumb? You ever make a decision that's so dumb? Sorry, private numbers don't get no love here. You can't call unless you show your number. I show mine, you got to show yours. I understand, that might not be your preferred mode of exposure, but I don't give a fuck. You gotta show your number if you're gonna call into the show. And anybody can call into the show, 215-518-6149. I said no, nigga. Now, this is what we gonna do. I'ma just turn the ringer all the way down. And now you can call a million times. Nothing's gonna happen. People don't understand the power that I wield here. You think I just put myself out here to get played? Like, so, yeah, when you all by yourself and feeling dumb as shit because of some shit that you did, like, I can't believe I did that shit. I can't believe it. So yeah, but yeah, the consequences of your actions because of the decisions that you made and the way that you decided to conduct yourself can have you out there looking real foolish. You're looking like a straight bird. Looking like straight bird. All right. So, we got a lot of trolls today. Oh. We got a lot of trolls today. All right. Works for me. All y'all doing is driving my numbers up. So y'all work for me today? Cool. But yeah, the consequences of your actions. We all got to suffer the consequences. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. So when you decide to do whatever it is that you was about to do, I was about to ask y'all. Wait a minute, what was I about to ask y'all? What was I about to ask y'all? What's worse between something and something? All right. Yeah, you funny, John. Yeah, kick that don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood shit. Ah, man, that shit was funny as hell. I hate black pepper. Did you write that part? Let me see. Prince of Darkness says religion is just stressful. They label things like success, wealth, and enjoying things you enjoy as greed and gluttony. Also, being single is not being selfish. People's minds are brainwashed by lies. I don't disagree with that. I just like how the way people have the mindset that you wanting to stay single is you being selfish. People need to change their mentality. Well, some people stay single or want to be single for selfish reasons. So it's not totally invalid. But just like you, I don't think that is totally valid either. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you might get out of a bad situation, whether it was a relationship or any other type of situation, and you might want to air out for a little while. But I'm gonna tell you this. You have the right to conduct your life as you feel like. You got to find a way to protect your peace. And if your peace comes from not dealing with somebody for a while, I wouldn't let nobody make me feel bad about it. Can y'all please hit the like button? That's all I ask. I'm not selling y'all nothing. I ain't asking y'all for no money. I'm just asking you, please, can you hit the like button? Please hit the like button. Hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy. But yeah, I wouldn't feel bad about all the people who want to be single, who rather stay single for a while, are not selfish. And look, people say all the time, why cheat on somebody? Why don't you just stay single and do whatever you want? But then when somebody does it, then they get called selfish, right? You can't win, baby. Thanks for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. That's for all of y'all. Matter of fact, this one is for all y'all. Cool. Levels is good. Levels is good. Levels is good. My peace is priceless to me. Word. I mean, I don't have no problem with somebody that wants to stay single. They may be staying single in order to discipline themselves. They may not be able to discipline themselves otherwise. It ain't always easy to discipline yourself in a way that's beneficial to you. And if we're talking about consequences, if we're talking about the consequences of your actions, well, there are consequences to being single, just like there are consequences to being with somebody. Like one of the consequences to being single could be that, like, when you need love and affection, understanding, companionship, conversation, or sex, when you want to do the nasty and you ain't got nobody you can do the nasty with. Like, I wish I had somebody do the nasty with me, and I don't want to pay for it this time. Well, see, that's one of the consequences of being single. But there could be worse consequences to being with somebody. You could be with somebody that you really don't like, love, or respect like that, and then it can make you into a bad person. And if you're the type of person that doesn't take ownership or accountability for the things that you do or the way that you affect people, then you'll just blame them. I wouldn't have to cheat if you wouldn't have to cheat if you wouldn't have to. I said I wouldn't. Hold on, let's do it like this. I wouldn't have to cheat if you 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 let's break it down. Yo, I wouldn't have to cheat if you would only cook. I gotta eat every day. It's a good look. And you always want to eat out and you want me to pay for that shit, and that ain't it, bitch. Yo, if you get in the kitchen and fix me a little something, then you wouldn't get bitten by the cheating bug. But right now I'm about to go to my other chick's house for real, love. And I don't even feel bad, but if you was such cook, I wouldn't be mad. Yo. If I wouldn't have to, I wouldn't have to cheat if I only had a girl who would cook and give me something to eat. A man deserves a little meal, especially when I work all day. You know how it feels. I shouldn't have to go to Chick-fil-A and pay those high-ass prices today, just like I did the other day and yesterday and tomorrow too. What the fuck is up with you, boo? I don't care if you really can't cook. Try again. Make it a look. Make me a sandwich. You can make a motherfucking sandwich, could you? That don't take no skills. Me a sloppy Joe up in this. I wouldn't have to cheat. I said, I wouldn't have to cheat. I said, I I wouldn't have to cheat. I said, I wouldn't have to cheat. I said, I wouldn't have to cheat. I wouldn't have to cheat, baby. Just fix me something to eat, baby. All right. Consequences to being single. Consequences to being in a couple. Johnny says, ever get sick? Ever get sick when you're single? Yeah. You ain't got nobody nurse you to health. You know what I mean? I hope your mom's still alive. She come over, bring you some NyQuil, some Robitussin, son. You know what I mean? Bring you some ibuprofen, some acetaminophen. You know what I mean? Just give you, somebody give my nigga some Theraflu. Like, he ain't got no cold, man. He's sick in the other ways. What? He got some gastrointestinal problems. Nigga got IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. Ain't no Theraflu gonna kill. Ain't gonna help that. You gotta go to the doctor, son. You gotta go to the doctor. Marvina says, I get lonely sometimes, but it passes. Janet Jackson, I get so lonely. I'm about to let this little shorty blow me. Oh, wait. That's not the word. My bad. It's I get so lonely. I gotta let. Now I don't remember the words. Whoo, Cece said the worst is being in a relationship and being lonely. Yeah, that's bad. That's real bad. Consequences of being in a couple. I mean, the consequences. You think I'm bluffing this up for the consequences. You think I bluffer. Yeah, but yeah. There are consequences to everything that we do. There are. But these are just the decisions that we have to make. We're adults. We all grown. Whether you wanted to be grown or whether you just grew into being grown, we here. We right here. We ain't going anywhere. We ain't when word. Yeah, being in a relationship and still being lonely. We can talk about that for a minute. How does that exactly happen? Oh, you're only 16 years old? Oh, you ain't ready for this conversation. You single no matter, even if you got a girlfriend, you single, son. You're a young boy. You're grown once you're 18? You'll see. If you grown when you're 18, how come you're not legal? You can't legally drink. Do they have a legal, since they make weed legal, is there a legal weed age? Let's see. Is there a legal weed smoking age? Yes, in the ain't this some shit? Yes, in the US, the legal age to purchase and use recreational cannabis is 21. In Pennsylvania, recreational weed is still illegal, though Philadelphia has decriminalized possession of up to 30 grams, resulting in a civil fine. If you are a registered medical patient in PA, you can purchase and consume medical cannabis at 18. So you gotta have a weed card. Yo, you not even old enough to be smoking the weed. Put that bud down, bud. You put down that. What is that smell? Did someone scare a skunk in here? You're legally an adult at 18. Legal enough to go to jail. But you ain't legal like that. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun show. Miss Wims, what's good?
It's the pauses that crack me up, like you're not sure what you want to say. If you're going to try to say something slick or humorous or what, like you get stuck in it for a minute.
I'm just saying, because my background comes from I never used to tell people who was calling, but
Oh yeah, that's true.
So sometimes I revert back to that, like caller with the last.
Yeah. Yeah. What's up, son? Hey, chat, family, others. What's the topic? I've been trying to listen since I got on, and I'm like, I don't know what this topic is.
It's called Truth, Dare, and Lots of Consequences. So did you ever play the game Truth, Dare, Consequences when you were younger?
Yep.
Okay. So well, we was talking about the game, but we never really got a chance to. I mean, some people said that they played it, but we didn't really get into it. But what I really wanted to talk about was the consequences part of life. And we were talking about people who seem to have no contempt. I mean, yes, have no contempt or regard for the consequences of the things they do. They just be out here wilding, doing whatever they want to do without thinking that anything is ever going to happen to them. You know anybody like that?
I know a bunch of people like that.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And they have you shaking your head to the point where it's about to come off your shoulders. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And they really seem to not give a fuck. Whether it's because they get high too much or because they're frustrated, mental illness, whatever, something is unplugged. Because you be wondering, like, yo, how can you do that without thinking that it's going to come back to, you know what I'm saying? So one of the examples that I gave was like somebody who lives in an apartment or something like that, and they not paying their rent and they not making no payment arrangements or what. Like it's like they just not going to get evicted.
Mm-hmm.
Seem oblivious to the consequences. So that's pretty much where we were with it.
Okay.
All right. So what are your all right, on a scale of 1 to 10 in your own life, how do you treat, what are your concern for the consequences of your actions? Do you live your life like if 10 was like totally reckless, and no, I better do it the other way around. If 1 was totally reckless and 10 was, yo, I protect myself at all time to try to avoid any negative consequences, where would you be on the scale?
15.
So so that's the level of caution you have?
I don't listen. There are some things where I'm like, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Like if it comes to messing with my family, stuff like that, then it's jail or hell.
Mm-hmm.
But for normal everyday life, there are a lot of, like, I don't have nothing in common with jail. I prefer not to go there. I like my life, and I'm sure there are other people who like my life too. I'd like to continue with my life. I like my peace. I like my safety. So there are a lot of things, especially in comparison to stuff I did in my 20s, that I wouldn't do now. And I've lived life enough to see the results of some things. I'm not one of those people. I learned my lesson. If I do such and such, then it's a lesson learned. I'm learning a lesson off of other people. I don't need it. You don't have to show me and teach me on my own. If it's not working for you, I don't need to test it to see if it's gonna work for me. Like, I don't understand people who are 40 plus who are still getting locked up over stuff that you should have known better to do when you were 16. Like, I don't understand that philosophy. There are a lot of things that I don't get. I don't get grown women who just keep letting strange men in they shit after a week or two. I don't understand grown women who walk with strange men and they just met them 15 minutes ago. I don't understand those things because it's a level of safety. I can't afford those risks right now. And maybe I'm just scary like that anymore because I watch a lot of the crime shows and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what it is, but what I do know is I don't need to take a bunch of risks to understand that something bad could be at the other side of it. Now, there are some things you take a risk on, like the things I'm doing financially, some of them. That's a risk for me to try these new things and see if they work. Those are the kind of risks that I believe in because the only result is if it works, great. If it doesn't, no harm. But you can't, Kim, come on, ride with me while I go racing down the street at 100 miles an hour because I got this Tesla that's self-driving and let's test it out. No, I'll holler at you when you get back. I'm good.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But, even if, well, there are way more consequences to your actions than just criminal behavior or, criminal prosecution. Consequences are consequences. Like when we were younger, we might have done things that we knew was going to result in an ass whooping or punishment. We still did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have total contempt for the consequences, but I'm still going to take this chance because I'll only suffer the consequences if I get caught or somebody tell on me.
Sure.
So,
we hadn't lived life yet. We hadn't lived life enough to know, hey, this ain't a good idea.
Right. But there are consequences to every action, good and bad. You know what I mean? Consequences aren't always negative. So like, let's take a bill that they typically take a while to act on before they cut it off, like the cell phone bill. A lot of cell phone companies will let you miss a month, or they'll let you go into the next month that after not paying the next month before they cut you off. Some cell phone companies will only allow you to receive calls but not be able to call out. You know what I mean? I've seen. So that's a consequence of not paying your bills. Now, eventually they're gonna cut this shit off, but you might be pushing it up to the last second, even if you have the money because maybe you need the money for something else. You might be on hard times, but the consequences of not paying that bill, they're going to cut it the fuck off. But you probably weighed the consequences of not paying the other bills based on how fast that they would cut your shit off. So you made an informed decision. Like, I know that all right, like the electric company used to take a long time before they cut your shit off. Now they got these new meters in Philly. I don't know if they have these in Indianapolis, but in Philly they got these new these internet-based electric meters. So now they don't have to come out to turn your electricity off no more. So whereas it would have took months for them to finally cut your shit off, now it will be days. When they tell you that you're past due and you're under, you're on the list to be shut off, they talking about this weekend you ain't gonna be watching Power or some shit. Unless you can make, I don't know if have they made TVs that can run by candle power.
Not yet.
Somebody better hurry the fuck up. But yeah. So whereas the consequences took months before, even years. Now, no. You know what I mean? And your due date was, let's say it was the 16th, and now we sent you the letter. It went out on the 17th, and you got it around the 20th. By the 25th, your shit you gonna be in the dark. Consequences. The consequences have changed. Now you gotta adjust to it. So if you were a slow pay or a no pay before, you gonna be a no see, no hear now. So but there are lots of consequences for different situations. But when you see somebody that seems to move like they don't give a fuck about them consequences, it's a crazy thing.
Can I give an example of that? Somebody who acts like they don't give a fuck about some consequences.
Absolutely.
And it's disturbing to me. So, transparency, tell my family business. My siblings and I have to go to court this week against a relative, my mother's sibling, because there was a property that was sold, and there are 6 heirs. The money should be split between, and the personal representative has decided, fuck y'all. And it's a decent amount of money. It's not a huge sum to be split between 6 people. It's not like everybody's with $100,000 a piece. It's nothing like that. But it's a decent amount if one person takes the full spoil. And the court required him to turn in final inventory last month. And as we've done the history, they've told him to turn in final inventory repeatedly since 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And now the judge is like, hey, you don't get to decide to do virtual court anymore. I demand that you bring your body into my courtroom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so my youngest, one of my siblings and I, the youngest one, and I have had a discussion because I'm bothered by it a little bit because I'm just having a tough time with the whole thing. And I know one of the consequences could be the judge saying, bring your ass here because we're going to lock you up when you get here. Because what you're doing counts as theft.
Mm-hmm.
And because you and your other sibling, she lives in another state, now it counts as wire fraud. Yeah. And somebody gonna go to jail for it because you keep playing with me. And of course, my baby brother is like, I hope that motherfucker go to jail. I want to see them put the cuffs on him.
Mm.
And I'm like, well, he's a senior citizen. You know, I don't wish he's not my favorite anymore, but I don't wish no harm to come to him. And this could be bad. And that's one of the things my brother is saying. He's like, that is the consequences of his actions. He knew what he was doing is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And now he deserves to get whatever is happening to him. And of course, my brother's thing is like you are dealing with what you're dealing with. This could definitely give you a leg up on your issues. Why are you being so heart-wrenched about it? Why are you letting your emotions lead you to not want this to happen?
Mm-hmm.
And I get what he's saying. I absolutely get what he's saying 100%, but it still doesn't make it feel good. It doesn't make it any better. But I do recognize these are the consequences of his actions because he knew he was wrong and the other person knew they were wrong. And unfortunately, somebody gonna have to go down for it. But the way they are moving, they are literally in. And here's the other part. The attorney is at risk of losing his license because as the attorney, he has not done the things he's supposed to do. And from my understanding, he could lose his license and our family could sue the attorney for malpractice. New stuff I didn't know anything about. And my brother is like, we going after everybody. I can't believe, because I made an attempt to reach out to the attorney again yesterday. And my last words were, I made the final attempt as the court asked me to do, and now I'm going to have to let them know that you did not respond. And so now whatever is going to happen is going to have to happen. And I can't believe an attorney would allow all of his years of schooling and all the costs he had to spend to do it would make him so stupid to risk everything he's worked for this little bit of money. Because it's not $1 million, a little bit of money, literally.
I understand.
And he's risking it all for that. And I'm like, God, are y'all both stupid? One is risking his livelihood and the other is risking jail time in his senior years. And I'm like, damn, y'all are in fucking sane.
Hey, the thing, some of the biggest problems about something working once or twice is that now you believe that that's the way it works. You know what I mean? Like when you do something that's supposed to be forbidden or restricted and it works once, it works twice, you start thinking like, oh, this is the way it really works. So they just made that rule to keep the suckers from doing this or to keep them from trying. You know? Because it kind of validates itself. The thing is, now you building up points. You building up negative points. And you thinking that you're not affecting anything. So when that comes to bite you in the ass, it's going to really, really hurt. It's going to be bad. What up, Clay? But yeah, so I get it. Penitentiary chances, yeah. But I guess in their heart of hearts, they don't really believe that it's ever going to come down to that. It's not going to happen.
Oh, yeah, I believe that, too, because, like I said, it's been going on since 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this whole estate probate shit has been going on since 2019. And I think he thinks as many times as the court has demanded that he turns an inventory, and he hasn't done it, and the court date has come and gone, and nothing has happened to him, that he feels like, oh, I'm good on this. I can handle this. And he just switched another attorney. And I think this time the judge is like, I am sick of this shit. And now, because these other heirs are pursuing it, I really have to put something in action, because as the judge over this estate in this situation, now these heirs could come after me for not doing my job as the judge. And guess what? I'm not going to lose everything I've done for you. So somebody got to take the fall for it. And it's going to be you and the attorney.
I get it. I don't agree with it, but I definitely get it. You can get into that groove of thinking that it's going to be okay because it's been okay. Yep. But you leave yourself totally unprepared for when it's not okay no more. It might go on so long that now you don't even see where the mistakes might be made. You know, because people get more and more brazen with shit the longer they get away with it.
True.
People who are reckless and don't seem to have any contempt about the consequences when it comes to their health. People who have diabetes, you know, drinking, you know, eating sugary drinks and shit. You know what I mean? All kinds of high fructose infused drinks, candy, pastries and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't supposed to be eating that shit.
Add in there not getting enough sleep, because let me raise my hand. And I know the consequences, and I'm starting to feel the effect of the consequences of that. So
the consequences of not getting sleep and not drinking enough water are serious.
Very.
You will be fucked up. That's the shit that the emergency room is definitely. You will be in the emergency room swearing that you're having a heart attack or some shit like that. You're dehydrated and you ain't been sleeping. That's the problem. And the thing is, you ain't been drinking no water. But you may have been going through such a hard time in your life that you may not have felt thirsty or hungry.
Yeah.
Shit, that shit happens. All weight loss ain't good weight loss. You know what I mean? You drop 10 pounds, but it's all stress weight. As soon as you start feeling better, you're going to put back on 15. Funny how that happens.
Yeah.
So yeah. And the consequences of not safeguarding your health are serious as fuck. Look at all the people. I be thinking about when people get that diagnosis for lung cancer. See, a breast cancer, you can't do nothing to make yourself have breast cancer. You know what I mean? It's just like it's a circumstance, uncontrollable. But lung cancer, you got something you can do about that. But do they do it? You ever been around somebody that smoked like 2 packs a day?
I have. And that's why I stopped hanging around, because I'm like, I can't keep smelling like a funky chimney.
This shit is a pain in the ass. They got that shit in their hand. Every time we turn, like, goddamn. They finish one. It won't be 10 minutes before they lighten up. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? And they don't give a fuck about how you feel. Cigarette smokers are very, very disregarding of other people's feelings. They're very inconsiderate. They don't give a fuck.
No.
You know what I mean? But when they get that motherfucking diagnosis, it be like,
yeah,
because they know how serious lung cancer is. The chance of beating that shit is like slim and none. So, and lung cancer is so different from all the other cancers, because all the other cancers, it's like you didn't make yourself get that. Lung cancer, you know exactly what the fuck you did. Some of them wanna say like, well, there are people who don't smoke who get lung cancer. Like, yeah, secondhand smoke. How about that? You know what I mean?
And sometimes that could be from this air quality in where they live, what they're around. Sometimes, unfortunately, in the type of job they have.
That's
and
true.
All that kind of stuff.
That's true. I'm blaming the smokers on them jobs.
But I do blame. I mean, smoke it's not confined to one place. You know, if I'm outside, I have a neighbor who smokes. I don't even have to be outside. I have a neighbor who smokes. And I always know when he's outside in the middle of the night because I can smell his cigarettes in my house.
When I go, yeah, nobody smokes in this house.
Yeah, I don't have
but the smoke comes through the fucking walls.
Yeah.
Real shit, because my windows don't open. The smoke be coming through the damn walls. Anyway.
It's strong. I don't think they even stop to think about just that in and of itself. How strong nicotine is, that it can penetrate through walls. You know what I'm saying? That how highly terrible it is, how it just is horrible. Like, it really is one of the worst, in my opinion. It's in the top 5, at least, worst things that man has ever created to doom man. It's nicotine, cigarettes. That's one that just, no.
Yo, the government knew the problem with cigarettes And their response to it is we'll raise the price of cigarettes so high that it'll discourage people from buying them.
It ain't stopping from buying shit.
Because that wasn't the plan anyway.
Yeah.
You know, they was just getting money. Like, fuck it. They want to smoke. We're going to profit off of this shit. So
they made it so addictive, and they made it more addictive. So they can raise the price, and people still are addicted to it and continue. Because they say cigarettes is the worst drug to be addicted to, and I believe it.
It is.
Because I see people who have done other drugs and they go through the changes and stuff with it, and some get off a little. But I know people who smoke cigarettes and have the toughest time stopping consistently.
Cigarettes have consistently killed more people per year. Directly killed because of tobacco usage. More people die because of cigarette smoking every year than all of the other drugs combined. That shit claims 500,000 people a year in the US alone. 500,000 people die from smoking cigarettes. 100,000 people die from alcoholism. And all of the other drugs, coke, heroin, pills, all of those hard drugs do not kill you. Yet, when we think about the drugs that will kill you, we don't think about tobacco and alcohol first. We think about the hard drugs, and that's the bait and switch. And that's even with fentanyl. One of the reasons fentanyl is so there's such a high alert because it's actually climbing up those ranks. Like, this shit actually kills you. You know, for years we thought heroin overdoses killed people, but they didn't. They would just overdose. It had the potential to be fatal, but most heroin overdoses were unfatal. With that fentanyl, it is fatal. So it's fucking up the numbers and damn near making cigarette smoking not seem as bad. But that shit is toxic as hell. When my stepdad was alive, he damn near took my mom out. Secondhand smoke. She was sick all the time. He had lung cancer. They was trading hospital stays. She would be in the hospital because of cardiovascular issues. She come home, he would go in. But he kept his lung cancer. He kept that a secret. So we never got a chance to see his chart and see what was really wrong with him. So we knew he chose to divulge everything else, like diabetes and all that other shit, but not the lung cancer, and which is what was really wrong. So he would come out of jail, she would go back in. She'd come back home, he'd go back. It was crazy. When my stepdad died, she stopped having to go to the hospital. Simple as that. He was killing her.
That is so addictive. There was a lady here who died because she was on an oxygen tank and still smoked. And she knew the consequence to smoking and being on an oxygen tank.
They say right on the tank, do not smoke around this.
Exactly. And she did, and then one day, you know what happened. And
what happened?
She had an explosion.
Okay.
And
no, people need to hear that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was an explosion. Like, you think it can't happen, but it did. It was an explosion. I remember her daughter was on the news and she was like, we told mama, we told her. And she didn't listen. And her one daughter couldn't even cry because she was just like, we knew it was going to happen. We saw the writing on the wall, but she was so addicted. People were like, oh, they need to sue the cigarette company Da, 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 da. And her daughter was like, I'm not suing nobody. She said, because this lady knew. And she just kind of walked away from the whole thing. Because she's like, she knew not to do this. But she was so addicted to these cigarettes that she just couldn't let it go. So.
Wait, was I saying jail stays?
Yeah, you said jail.
That too. My mom would come home. She get herself together. You know what I mean? Start doing right, eating right. You know, reading. And but then she get locked up. Then my no, I meant hospital. I meant hospital stays. My bad.
I just thought you were using jail as a term, like, shoot, they locked down in this hospital back and forth in this rhythm. I just thought you were saying it, but yeah, you did say jail.
I'm reevaluating my whole life and asking myself where that Freudian slip came from.
Maybe being in a hospital feels like a jail to you.
Shit, no, it don't.
No.
Hell no. I worked in the hospital. My greatest joy was the fact that I got to come home every day. Because I left hundreds of people in there. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, I'm gonna tell you touched on something with the whole consequence when it comes to health. Because I really have got to do better. Even drinking water, I have to do better. And I don't have a problem with drinking water, never have. But lately, everything else has been happening around me that I'm not sleeping. I'm not eating right. I'm not drinking water. I'm not doing the shit I know to do. And I felt the effects of it recently. Two things. One, I think that little parasite that's going around, I think I experienced that. And even in that, I thought it was just because I ate a piece of cold fish. And then I started seeing all the conversation. I said, I wonder if and now I worry about the stuff I buy, because I've been saying for months, I have to go back and start purchasing from the farmers, my local farmers who I've always purchased from, instead of getting produce from the grocery store. But because of finances, I said, well, I'll just get from the grocery store. And I kept saying for months, I need to go back to my local farmers, blah, 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 blah. And then this happens, and I'm like, shit, I probably should have just stuck with my thoughts and went to my local farmers, because I think that parasite got me. Fortunately, unlike some of the people who have had it and ended up in the hospital, I think my saving grace is because I also drink a lot of health teas multiple times a day. So when I start feeling sick, the first thing I'm going to do is drink some peppermint tea and drink dandelion tea, and then move on to some turmeric, and then make me some Ojibwa, and then I'm going to drink me some nettle leaf. So I think those were my saving graces. So I'm glad I stick to doing those things. But God forbid if I hadn't, I could have ended up in the hospital. So
yeah, and that's where you don't want to be. Yeah. But a lot of us, end up there because of a lot of decisions that we make, and little regard for the consequences. When you have little regard for consequences, you suffer the consequences. It ain't hard to tell, but somehow we all think that somehow it's gonna skip over us. We're gonna get lucky. We got the 4-leaf clover type of energy. Like, no, you don't. Your number is gonna come up, and when your number is coming up, you're gonna be in that line. You're next.
Well, here, let's talk about another consequence. We don't ever want to talk about them, I know, but we can't avoid talking about them. That stupid ass dummy who's doing all the shit with no regard to nothing. Now he's up in the middle of the night posting shit about his own demise. He's fearing his own death and somebody coming after him. And it's like, well, did you not think there was going to be a repercussion or consequences to what you've done to somebody else? Did you think this baby Ayatollah is going to let you slide after you've basically taken out his whole family. You don't have nothing to live for but revenge, dumbass. And then when you see a nation that started off saying death to America and then they paused saying death to America and just said death to you.
I know, like fuck. No, America, all right. It's that nigga.
You should know. And then you continue to say stuff. You continue to make threats. They, as a nation, they came together and said death to your name directly. They paused death to America. It's like, wait a minute, we saying the wrong thing. Chant different. And united. They said death directly to you. Did you not? And recklessly, he still is saying stuff. Recklessly, he's still acting like there's not going to be consequences for what he's saying and doing. So in the middle of the night last night, he's posting about his own death.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, but is he really? Because that motherfucker.
I don't think he mean it, nigga.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
he's not gonna understand it until it's too late. Until the Grim Reaper is over him, looking him in his face with that finger and saying, "Hey, tap tap tap, come on, take my head. I gotta take you somewhere." That I think is when he's gonna be like, "Oh shit, my turn." Cause wait a minute, I'm sorry. And Grim Reaper gonna be like, "No, buddy, come on, come on. You don't want to take my hand? I'm just gonna drag you by your little wisp of hair. Come on, let's go." I think that's when he's gonna realize it, and it's gonna be too late then.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, in the past year, he's been talking about wanting to get into heaven, and then he don't think he's getting into heaven, and all that kind of shit. So he has questions about his mortality and feelings about his mortality, and that's normal. I don't give a fuck. Because he really doesn't seem to have any regard or respect for consequences.
Nature go to work. That's all. Nature go to work. That's all I'm saying. I know it's not the right thing to say, but nature go to work.
Actually, that is the right thing to say. The wrong thing to say is what I would say. Well, look, one of y'all motherfuckers need to handle it. Yeah. I don't understand how George Zimmerman is still walking these streets like it's sweet. You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers ain't on their job.
Nature go to work. That's all I can say. Go to work. You go to work on other stuff. Go to work on them. But maybe it's a different plan. Maybe it's gonna be something like a certain somebody who they don't want us to talk about. But he got his demise in his final breath. He was in the midst of his bullshit, and hey, tap tap tap. The Grim Reaper said, "Remember what you said 10 seconds ago? Take my hand. I got something for you." So maybe it's gonna be one of those things. Remember what you just said? Come on, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be that, because he sure came up on that one. Remember, you was just saying, you just had the words falling off your tongue. Let me show you what that means. Here's a consequence for what you just said. You said it 10 seconds ago. So come on, let's slide your fingers into mine. Now let's go. So maybe it's gonna be something like, I don't know. I hope so. Nature go to work. That's all I'm saying.
I just want to take this time out to say fuck him, fuck his supporters, fuck his movement, and fuck anybody who empathizes, sympathizes, or identifies with that movement and him.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
No, I'll have the day that's meant
thank you for your attention to this matter. Fuck out of here.
That's his favorite phrase. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Fucking ass. He's a fucking whole
Wait till
ass.
you kick me, you psychopath. If you don't shut up.
That tagline. That tagline irks the shit out of me. And the other one that Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him? Fuck you, pussy. That'd be like, yo, motherfucker. Oh my God.
I wish somebody would say, yes, jackass, he was the president, yes. Remember, he's the man who hurt your feelings and made you run for a president.
Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him?
Say yes.
Have you heard of him? I'm like, and y'all just gonna let him keep, nobody ain't gonna discourage that shit, huh? Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him? Motherfucker.
I'm like, did you? Because you keep saying his name. I'm like, yes, you say his name every 10 seconds. No, how could I not hear him?
Whenever he says that, you know that's when he's about to deflect and not take any accountability.
True.
I'm like, so that's why I'm like, oh, Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him? That means I'm about to fuck up your whole question you just asked me. I'm about to deflect. I'm about to redirect. I'm about to misanswer. I'm about to make sure that I don't address your question in any kind of way. Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of? Fuck you, pussy.
Well, you see, Cash Patel, he's going to get his just dues. So.
We'll see. Hold on a second. Caller with the last number is 3666. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. What's on your mind this afternoon?
What's going on, Brody? How are you?
I'm feeling like a real man should. What's up with you?
Nothing, man. I'm just chilling. Getting ready to go to the gym in a little bit. I saw your show on my live, so I've been listening for the past half hour, 5 minutes. So I just decided to call in.
Okay. What you got to say?
So the topic we're talking about, right, is like consequences, right? Like people who are kind of just like do dumb shit and don't worry about like what happens next.
Right.
Okay, so I got a pretty wild story. So I just recently graduated, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my brother has been with this girl for a while. Right?
Okay.
So, like do like family parties and stuff like that, you meet. And what have you. So I came home one night and I see, again, the person that I saw, I really didn't even really know who it was. I just remember like meeting them at this function or whatever, right? So I see them in the middle of the night. I come home, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, see this girl in my kitchen. I just kind of like don't pay any mind. I'm like, okay, must be someone like my brother. I have 2 other brothers. So I'm figuring, okay, maybe it's either one of them is like messing with them, So whatever. I don't really pay any mind. Just go to my room. Graduation comes. My brother's girlfriend and that girl both show up to my graduation. I'm like, bro, what? Bro, that girl was freaking in my kitchen 1 o'clock in the morning, like a week ago. I come to find out that's her sister. Oh. That's my bro. Bro, it's crazy, like crazy. Bro, you were telling a story, right? And you were like, yo, it just doesn't make any sense why you would mix this type of stuff. Like, no good can come out of it. It's just something that's really stupid. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm just like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like, bro, forget about how stupid it is that you did that, right? Bro, me, bro, I'm not an angel either, right? I would never do something stupid like that, but I'm not an angel. I can't, whatever. But why would you have both of them here at the same time? Like, she didn't need to come to my graduation. Like, I don't even know her. Why would you put them together like that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just crazy, bro. Like, crazy. And like, yeah, like when you were talking about that, like consequences, like people just doing dumb shit. not even thinking about it. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you actually doing? Why would you?
2020 episode, that's what he's doing.
But
Crazy,
but
crazy.
wait a minute. Wait. So the sisters are unaware that they're seeing the same dude?
One is, one is.
Bro, okay, so here's the thing. It's even worse on that girl's. No, that girl knows that that's my sister. That's my brother's girlfriend. They've been together for like 5 years. They've been together since I was in high school. They've been together for a minute, long time.
Okay.
So that girl knows that girl knows. She knows my family and everything. So it's definitely way worse on the sister's part because that's your blood that you did that with or whatever. But
it wouldn't be out of bounds for her to come to your graduation because you know her. You know her, right?
Like I said, I met her at like these like family parties, and also like some let's say like a communion event, like that type of thing. Yeah, I met her at those, but like I never knew that was her sister. No, I didn't get introduced to her like that.
So the sister, the rogue sister, she has no contempt she has no respect for consequences either, right?
100%. 100%.
So is this still going on, or did this ever come to a head?
Well, nothing's happened yet. Like they didn't break up or nothing. But I'll be honest. Like I kind of know how my brother is. I know how he operates. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's still going on.
Okay.
Personally, I haven't seen those. Again, like, yo, that's my brother. I love my brother to death, you know?
Nah, I mean, you can't control what somebody else does.
Yeah, for sure. The thing that I'm thinking is, like, how bad that can end up. Like, you're mixing all this stuff in within the family is like...
Oh, it's going to go bad.
Yeah, you keep some distance. You keep some distance. Congratulations. But you keep
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You get bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing about it is, even if it goes bad, the brother is not really gonna suffer the consequences as bad as people might think, because either way, he's gonna walk away with one of the sisters. You know, I mean, I'm just saying. Well, either way, he's not gonna lose out. You know, now I don't. Do you know? Do the sisters have a good relationship?
I mean, I think so. Like I said, I don't know the other sisters like that well, but I would assume they do. Like, you know.
I mean, because if she showed up at your graduation with the other sister, and there was no question of like, yo, what are you doing here? Then I'm thinking that they must have a decent relationship or whatever. And you said that you met her once at another function, but you were never really formally introduced to her like that. You know what I mean? Like y'all didn't have a relationship together, but you recognized it, right? So
yeah.
So her and her sister, you know, for all we know, and you would be better to inform us on this, or for all we know, the sisters have a decent relationship, so they already, you know, have conversations about the relationship that's going on, but unbeknownst to one sister about what the other sister is doing as far as her relations to your brother. So it wouldn't seem all of that out of bounds for her to show up at your graduation just as a form of support. You know, family helping out family. Now, if does your brother have any children with his girlfriend?
No.
Oh yeah,
my brother's not. I mean, I feel like these days, like people aren't having like kids, like I guess as young as like they used to, I guess. But my brother's 26, so I feel like most people that I talk to and stuff, I feel like now like people aren't really having their kids until like their 30s now, right? Like that's like a more common age. Whereas back then it was probably, well, maybe not like back then, but it was probably more common to have kids in like your mid 20s to late 20s, probably, right?
Teens. So
So yeah.
so okay. So yeah, he's gonna win. That's why he has no contempt for the consequences. He's not gonna lose his family. He's still gonna have a girlfriend if he chooses. You know what I mean? Because now he has a partner in crime. Now the consequences that he could suffer was that if he really is recklessly in love with his with his girlfriend, the first sister, if he, and I say recklessly in love because he may be in love, but he's still acting recklessly. And some people might say, well, he if he was really in love, he wouldn't be messing around. That's a judgment call. I know better than that. So what I'll say that because he's recklessly in love with his girlfriend, he stands the consequence of losing his girl, possibly losing his sister too, if it comes down to them, things going so bad in the family, other family members getting involved or whatever, that a choice has to be made, and then everybody has to go their separate ways. So then he would be out of two girlfriends, be out of love, and probably be in a situation where he really wants to get the first sister back, and he might not be able to. Those are just the possibilities of the consequences that he could suffer. And just because he moves recklessly doesn't necessarily mean that he doesn't have a conscience. You can move with a conscience that does not govern the way that you do things. And that's the problem with getting away with things. Because at this point, I'm not sure if you know or anybody else knows how him and the sister got together. The sister could have actually pursued him. We don't know. Now you know your brother.
Here's the only thing, and it's something I didn't mention. Her parents, right? Her parents and my parents are not like best friends or anything, but their parents have been to my house. I know my parents have been to their house, and I know there's mutual friends also around, let's say, whatever. So the only thing that I'm a little concerned with, I guess, maybe a little selfishly, not selfishly, but I'm kind of thinking more in terms of my parents and my brother in this sense, is if this goes in pop, whatever, he was messing with both the girls. Now her parents are basically gonna badmouth about my parents, my family, to other people. Blah, that situation. My parents are probably gonna get pissed about that.
Right.
So it's that's kind of the situation that's why I haven't, I haven't said anything to my brother. I'm not, I'm no one to judge no one. And, he's my older brother, he's always looked out for me my whole life. I'm not, who am I to try to stop my older brother,
I totally get it.
So, but I kind of do want to say to him, bro, you're playing with fire. You don't know what's going to end up happening. Bro, her parents have ate breakfast at our house before. They know each other. How do you think this is going to go down? They find out you were with both their daughters. They're going to start bad mouthing them now to so-and-so. Like I said, maybe that's the way that I should look at it.
But her parents didn't say too much because their daughter's a whore. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I almost wish I didn't. I kind of wish I didn't see that. I kind of wish I didn't. I wish I just went to my room and I didn't go to the kitchen. I wouldn't have even known about none of this stuff.
Yeah, that's the problem with life. You can't unsee what you saw.
Right.
You cannot unsee what you saw. So, but the cards are going to fall where they may on this one. So, I mean, it'll go the way it go. You can't save them all. Sometimes you just have to, just concentrate on saving yourself. But he's fully aware of the consequences that could ensue. He may be the type that gets off on the adrenaline rush of this silent drama, or should I say this covert drama. Huh?
Or he's just been led by his dick. Crazy.
Well, yeah, even if you're led by your dick, that doesn't mean that you can't be careful. I've known a lot of people that were led by their dick. That doesn't mean, you just if he was really led by his dick, then he wouldn't set them up at different times of to where they wouldn't run into each other in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? So he's not oblivious to how to move. He may be as good as a daytime planner with it. But yeah, that's an interesting story, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
But look, we're gonna get up out of here. Man. But listen, man, I appreciate you calling in. I really do. That's a doozy.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm definitely gonna subscribe to your channel. Definitely keep doing your thing.
Yo, I appreciate you calling in, and thanks for the subscription.
Oh, take care, bro.
Have a good one.
You too.
All right. Well, there you have it. Woo! That's some shit right there. That's absolutely some shit right there. All right, we're gonna get into these. We're gonna do this poll question, and then we're gonna do these birthday shout outs, and then we're gonna get into the consequences of going on with the rest of this day. God damn. All right. The poll question is, with 25 votes, what is your usual response to a threat? All right. 60%, overwhelming majority said, I take threats seriously. No games. Play no games. All right. 12% said, you'll be sorry you threatened me. 0% said, threats make me nervous and scared. Nobody. That's interesting. Okay. And 28% said, I act myself basically, I didn't have enough characters to say I act on threats myself or I alert authorities. I think it's interesting that nobody chose threats make me nervous or scared, but they do say that they either act on them themselves or alert authorities. Because that sounds like a response to being nervous and or scared. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're afraid of something.
Or it could be, well, I called y'all before I did what I do.
Well, I'm funny.
That's always my thing.
Funny you say.
I'm going to call the police. I'm going to respond.
Well, I was just going to say, just because you're afraid doesn't mean that you won't retaliate or respond in a dangerous way. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because fear does different things to some people. Fear will make some people run away or cower, and it will make other people take your ass the fuck on up out of here.
Yep.
So, all right. So that's going to do it, Kim. I appreciate you calling in. Thanks for coming through.
Sure. Happy birthday, Urban Night. Everybody else, have a great rest of your day. If you are where the storms are, stay dry and don't be like Kim. Stay hydrated. I'm out.
Definitely. All right. Have a good one. All righty. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious July 11th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box, Eustace Bernard Bryant, Edward Ravel, Ramona McDonald, and also Renee Ogilvie Span, and a friend of the show, Ramona Piccolo. Oh, and also Lovely Lynn, Danielle Pouncey, Kenyatta Jones, Yena Rotestin, Mavis Adu, Yasmin Perez, and last but not least, my big brother Eric Battle. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all, and I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious July 11th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, to rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, listen. Truth, dare, consequences. Yo, that's a hell of a story. And you know just how it go. The flow gets serious, delirious is how you're feeling. You want to be doing this thing, but you're double dealing. And it's time for you to switch it up and do better, but you ain't doing that shit. Instead, you would let another consequence befall you and become your situation. But it's crazy and it's of your own creation. Frustration kicks in and I think it's time to sin. So yeah, at this time we begin. Your chin is something that's made of glass because you feel like you just put your face right up in your ass and we can see through it, asking yourself why I do it, and you still let the shit flow. Sort of like fluid, seminal fluid. You just gave birth, fertilizing eggs out this shit. The dumbass is worth a lot of things, but the still shit is low value. But all consequences ain't bad. So now you are thinking about ways that you can improve. So I would think that you would have a better way just to move soothe. You're just like a pill, ibuprofen and acetaminophen. Listen, relieve yourself, friend, because it's going to get better if you just work on it. It's going to be all right. The shit was disrespectful. Jerk on it just like the season, and then the Jamaican, and I think it's a Caribbean thing, but I am taking no chances. The dances that I was doing was getting my legs broken and my hip dislocated. I'm suing. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, my brand news. I love y'all. Death resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure y'all come on through. Yo, hit that like button, man. Hit the like button before you get on up out of here. I hope y'all enjoyed listening to the show as much as I enjoyed broadcasting it. It's been a gas. Speaking of gas, I got to put something in my car. That shit expensive as fuck. Holla. Love is love, baby.